Good day. Day 6 of this challenge that I received in the training sleigh. And for those of you who are not aware of what I'm doing here, I'm just showing up for 100 days with nothing to teach, nothing to hide. So yesterday I didn't want to go live yesterday. It was with the first day because I guess I'm still preferring to have my shit together when I go on camera. But yeah, I had a good day yesterday. The house that Michelle and I checked out wasn't really up to snuff. They had made it look super good on the photographs, and I think that's why there was a ton of people there. And the local area wasn't particularly nice. It was just this, yeah, decrepit looking pizza parlor and a tiny little supermarket. And we're not particularly fancy, but we want some luxuries every now and then, and so that was not possible. And also the house was, yeah, the ceiling was super low, and the surfaces were not nearly as good as they looked on photographs. So that was a little disappointing, but we had a great day with our friends, and we practiced a bit of magic yesterday, I gotta say. And I think I think I want to talk a little bit about that. Um, we have like an absolutely gorgeous day here, by the way. Just so I don't know. You see, look at the water. How still it is. So still. Birds are singing, and practically all of the ice is gone. Uh, but Katerina, one of our friends, a married couple that we visited, mainly Michelle's friends, but I'm going to really enjoy them myself. She she was feeling that something was off with one of the rooms in their new home. And we had just been on a tour throughout the house, and I immediately knew which room she was talking about. It was their master bedroom. And she wanted me and Michelle to come up there and to just, we're sensitive to energetics and the more subtle realms. And I came into this bedroom again, and I could immediately feel over in the corner like this creepy feeling. Like I wasn't comfortable there, and she told me that she wouldn't sleep on the side of the bed where there was basically a little door. Apparently, this is a way they used to do it back in the days here in Sweden. I haven't seen this before back home, but like a little door in the wall, and behind there, like parts of the room had been sliced off and turned into a very narrow storage area. So behind their bed was this, covering the whole side of the room was this narrow sliver of storage space. And when I opened this door, I had this horror movie feel. I don't normally feel this way. And going in there, I started having a lot of images. Um, and I very quickly had the sense that in this storage space, a little boy had been kept, well, not quite prisoner, but his abusive father had been locking him in there and letting him know that this was a punishment for being sinful. It's a fairly like a 100-year-old house. as I receive all of these images, I'm like, like I'm like from an academic family, like what the hell? But I have this um, very magical side in my being where I keep channeling information and I see things and I often read the future with a lot of accuracy. And this is one of the things that's been happening over the last 2 years is that I keep knowing what's going to happen next. And then people tell me like, oh, you're becoming more and more like a conspiracy theorist, and then what I saw happens next. And so I'm really starting to listen a lot to this and embracing that my mother's lineage is a spellcasting lineage. Actually, there's a spell book in that family. So like nature magic, nature mysticism, and we were working with this storage space. I guess I took charge of that process, and gradually, I was feeling this boy come to me. Like he was very scared at first, and then gradually he became more comfortable with being there. And the way that I attune to these more sixth sense places, it's more of a seeing. It's always been like I see things. One of the things that men who come into my work can sometimes be shaken by is that I see their stuff uh, within a few minutes, and often they've lived a whole life without seeing their stuff. And if I point that out immediately, they can be shaken by it. And so I'm learning about timing and dosage in terms of truth telling. But well, we're seeing this. I was seeing then um, our friend Per, the husband, he was also starting to see the same thing. And then Katarina, she obviously also being attuned to this kind of um, subtle realm energy imprints. She started to feel it, and it was pretty magical. And me seeing what had been happening and her starting to feel the emotions of the room and then clearing those emotions, and then us using the elements afterwards, fire and water, to clear out the space. All of it completely intuition. I've never learned anything about this, and part of me still finds it all really like weird because of my academic background. But Michelle finds all of this very natural, and she was just looking at me and she found it to be really cool that I was doing these things. And I'm realizing more and more how this change process that I'm in, where the last chapter of my professional life is sort of crumbling behind me, and a new one is being born. These gifts are coming even more front and center because I go into the shadows, I go into the dark places, and I expose what's been hidden. And it can be in a room, in a house, it can be in the psyche of a person, it can be in the collective of humanity. But I see all of this shit, and I was born this way. I can't explain it. Um, and to have this academic conditioning that I should be keeping it at bay is yeah, it's not going to fly anymore. So it's just not going to fly anymore. So I think the academic side of my ego structure is kind of going, yeah, fucking going crazy. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So also been following the war in Ukraine quite closely, and some of the reports coming out of Mariupol over the last couple of days have been really concerning to me. Are coming out, and they're telling stories of how the Azov Battalion, obviously then that's the Nazi paramilitary group that the United States has funded. They have used the Ukrainians in Mariupol as human shield, and when they've tried to get away, the Azov Battalion have basically killed their own people. And I've seen a lot of, or several witness testimonials about this lately, and they seem credible. So it's clear that there's a war in Ukraine that is as it seems. I'm going to keep watching this and keep you updated, but this seems legit. That the Azov Battalion are like genuine Nazis sponsored by the United States in order to destabilize the country, as they've done with arming Taliban and ISIS in the past. It's terrible stuff. It's terrible stuff. I hope the United States doesn't get more involved. This is not against the American people. It's just that you have systems of power in the deep state over there that is absolutely barbarous. So it's time to ferret out all of these dark forces in the United States and see them for what they are. But anyway, I don't know exactly what is going on there yet, but I'm paying attention to it, and I'll probably be making a proper YouTube video about it soon. But yeah, just do your work here. Don't just buy what the mainstream media is saying around this, because it's lies, 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 and more lies. Okay, I'm gonna go to my men's group now. Yeah, we have this in the woods where we gather in a circle, and yeah, I don't have more to say. I hope you have a great day.